I would say typically when you're using brush to create your base, you're usually going to start by clipping down to just a layer that's fully transparent and then start to create the base in a really intuitive way. What I mean by that, I'm going to show you kind of how this was created. So I'm going to unclip it. You can see that the base that I ended up painting with the brush tool is just, soft, few areas that are more dense than others, and then clipped this down to it. But really, it wasn't made by making the base first. And so instead, I've just created a new layer here, and then I have the image sitting on top of that new layer, the new layer being fully, everything in it's transparent right now. I'm going to start by holding down Alt or Option and clipping that photo down to that base. There are no pixels on the base yet though. So I'm going back to brush tool, and now when I start to paint, and you can see, I'm going to unclip it and just show you, here's where I've started to paint some pixels under there. But with it already clipped, whenever I'm painting, I'm just seeing what is being revealed on the image that's already clipped down to that base where I'm creating pixels. And most of these pixels are starting out very transparent, and then I'm going into it and, building up the density to solidify what's being exposed or being revealed. So here is currently what the base looks like. It would be a lot harder, for me to go right into this base and start painting the base first and then reveal the image and then clip it, because it's super hard to plan that way. So instead I would want to just clip first and start very intuitively, just based on what I think looks good, start to reveal that image. And this can be a push and pull too. So I'm going to my eraser tool here now, Shift E for eraser, reduce the opacity and flow of that a little bit too. Maybe I went a little bit too far, but you can see I could go back in and start to erase pixels from that base, and I'm going to do some more aggressive ones so you can see in the thumbnail there I'm erasing a lot of pixels. And so erasing versus adding, brush tool, add those pixels back in, eraser tool, take them out, and you get that push and pull that way. That is, to make something that looks fairly striking. So here I have this example where done exactly how I'm, talking here, just a couple of elements. So this is one photo. We already saw this one underneath it. And then by going in and creating, again, just with the photo clipped first, but then going in and trying to sort of reveal it against an underlying layer, you can start to get some pretty striking results. And so, I could continue to go into this and further refine what's being revealed or what's being hidden. But point being that this is, I should have a softer brush here for my eraser, then it'll be more subtle. But this is just a good way to sort of intuitively and expressively start to create a collage or a photo montage. And just as simply as starting to work with a couple of photos, you can start to get some pretty striking and interesting and surreal results.